What is going on, everyone? James with Urban Bass Layers, and we are out here, one of my favorite pond spots. And last year caught a whole bunch of fish in this spot, and it's been just about 70 degrees for like a week straight, and I'm pretty sure that all the big fish have pushed back into these spots where the trees are. And the reason being is it's shallower over here. You get a little bit of the wind. You can see the wind. Now if I can go out and show you on the main part of the pond, it's really windy out there. So you treat that like a main lake. And then this would be a back arm. Don't have creeks, but we have these back spots. Now way out there it gets high and it's really shallow, too shallow for the fish to be. They can get a little bit back in those trees back there, but they're really gonna get around all these bushes and these trees right here that's all just stick right now, and there's no leaves or nothing on them. I feel the sun beating on me right now and it feels really, really good. Oh man. It's about time. So looking on the calendar, and it rained 10 times already this month last year, and we have no rain. So I am predicting an early spawn, and I'm also predicting, because they're saying on the thing that we're already in a drought, which retarded, but whatever. Anyways, I'm thinking this water's going to go down a lot this year, and it's going to be like it was about 3 or 4 years ago out here. The water's going to get really low. And I tried putting some time back into the Folsom Pond McAdoo. There's a couple fish got put back in there, and the only problem is I went and checked it out the other day, and I think that place is going to dry up again. I honestly think that it's going to dry up and all the fish will die. So putting time into that place again for me is done. I tried. City's not going to do nothing for the Folsom Pond. So anyways, I'm going to try to catch them. See, now you got this stuff right here. People that aren't from California, a lot of people don't have the same aquatic stuff in their water, but we call this stuff, I call it crunch berries, because when it gets all bunched up it looks like Captain Crunch berries. And yeah, so in these spots back here, the crunch berries get over the water, and right back in this spot right here, as a matter of fact, you know what, I'm gonna go make a cast over here. I think they're back in this spot. Let me get my camera hooked up on my head. Sorry for the jumbling. It's funny, everyone goes down this road down here, and it's a dead end. So it's always funny to watch people go down there. I've got a bigger Senko on. It's like a 6-inch. And I dipped the tail with the spike it stuff. The garlic, we got that stuff recently, and man, does that stuff stink. So this water is like crystal clear. I was gonna bring a saw with me, a hand saw, so I could cut some of these tree branches down. I like to cut all this stuff down so I can actually cast right here. Take my bag off. That's one of my biggest problems. You gotta take your bag off. Relieves the stress on your shoulders and everything while you're fishing. All right. Ooh. I'm already seeing movement in the water. All right, we'll keep fishing this area, see what we can do. spot is so hard to fish. What is going on, everyone? James out here with Urban Bass Layers, and today I wanted to talk about these little critters, as they are one of the bass's biggest forage, especially this time of year when all the shad and everything's kind of died off and there hasn't been a shad spawn yet. So a lot of people know, grab something out of my box here. This isn't the exact color, but if you see the difference here in the color of the molted craw and this claw here that I just found, do you see how bright red that is? Now this claw I found over at a point over here, and it was right next to the water. I mean right next to it. And this one was actually in the water. See what I'm getting at? Now this and all of these pieces I have been finding all over the ground over in this little spot. There's a claw right there. I mean, they're everywhere. Claw right there. My guess is that the bass, excuse me, the crawdads get back up in the shallow area, and this is where they all molt. And when they all molt, and they come up here in the grass, and they use the grass to rip their stuff off. There you go. And a lot of times animals get a hold of them also, and they drag them up in here and eat them. But see a little bit of, ooh, look at the colors on that one. That's freaking cool looking. Look at the colors on that. That is too cool. Purples with some orange and red. Like, I like that. That's pretty rad. Oh, look at this. Something got that. Look at those colors on there. Look at that one. Look at the color shift on that. You wonder where I get a lot of my colors for my lures. Like, that is rad. You got some blues, orange, purple. Like, I like that. Man, that's pretty freaking cool. I mean, they are all over up here though. If you look, and you really look at your surroundings and you see what's all around you, you look at the colors of the creatures. They say match the hatch. You definitely want to match the hatch. I mean, these things are everywhere. They gotta get up in here and do this. They have to. I mean, I've watched a bunch of like nature shows about how the crawdads, there's a couple really cool videos out there too, some guys that put out about the crawdads, just crawdad behavior in particular. Everywhere. And we just had a full moon, so my guessing is that they were those bluish purple colors before they molted. And tactical bassin, a bunch of other people that I watch. Oh, let me sit back down here so I'm not jumbling the camera all over. Tactical bassin and all those guys, they talk about red crawdads in the springtime, and that right there, look at the color difference in the one that I just picked up with all the blues and stuff in it. Oh, let me get the sun out of your guys' face. Now do you see? And I just bought crimson red Createx, and I did a couple baits. I'll throw pictures up of those baits real quick. Anyways, those baits right there I did in the red, and I'm going to be using those soon. But they always talk about this color, which is that bright orange and a little bit of red, and so what is it, safety orange. They say that biggest bass in Clear Lake was caught, it was a 17-pounder on a spinnerbait this color. And what it is, in the muddier water, the deeper you get, that orange will turn a little bit red. So yeah, this time of year doing that. And so what I did with my Senko is I have this stuff. Me and Devin grabbed this. It's the orange Dip and Glow, Spike It, the garlic scent. Probably should have got the crawdad scent. I think we're gonna go back and grab the crawdad scent soon. Anyways, and you just dip the tails of your Senkos and it'll turn them a little bit more brownish red. And now what I'm actually thinking about doing, I have a whole bunch of plastisol in the house. I might make just some red Senkos. So I mean, you can see the difference in the color there. It's pretty crazy. So my guess, like I was saying, is they were this color with the purples and stuff, and that's why people say black and blue in the wintertime, because you just want a dark profile with that blue. They get the blues in them. It's really weird to see them turn that like purplish color. I don't know if the shells just turn that color from sitting out here on the side, but I don't know. All I know is red works, and it's worked for me before. When Richard first started making spinner baits, he made me one, and it was an all red one, and I put a red trailer on that thing, and I was sticking fish on that in the early springtime before out in a Folsom Pond. So, okay, so what I'm doing here right now is I'm gonna sit right here, and I'm gonna wait until I see some action. Because what these fish do is they come in here, and it's just this little area, and they come in here and they feed heavy. And when they do, they come in a pack, and you'll see them back in here eating. They won't eat all day. Just as that sun's about to start going down, those big fish like to play. They're pretty smart. They will eat in the middle of the day, but you gotta have a really realistic presentation in their face, and you gotta know where they're at. And in this gigantic pond here, it's almost like fishing a little reservoir. Really hard to find the fish if you don't have a fish finder, and even if you do have a fish finder, it's really tough to find the fish because they're going to be in either 2 foot of water or they're going to be under the grass out in the middle of this place. So it's hard to find them, it's hard to target them. Fishing this place, if you guys have ever fished it, we call this the Black Diamond Run, the fishing spots. And yeah, we are 4 days out from a new moon, and it's been steady 60s up to the 70s in Sacramento, and it is going to be up in the 70s for like the next week. Oh man, we haven't got any rain, and these ponds are going to draw down, and what that does is it concentrates the fish. Fish just need to react, man. That's all you have to do to get them to bite, is get them to react. Those big fish, they're like dogs. If you put a ball in front of them, they're going to chase it and grab it. It's pretty simple. It's actually really that simple. They will eat when they're hungry, but a lot of people say it's all about the reaction and fooling those big fish. You got to fool them. That bait will go by them, they'll look at it, and if it's going too slow, they'll get a good look at it. A lot of people don't know that bass can actually see in, like, they kind of call it like slow motion. Like, they can actually see way more detailed than we can see. And bass can actually see way more colors than humans can see, and people don't think that. People think bass see like black and white. So they think that like certain colors, it's just like either just black or white, and that's not always true, because they've done studies on it, and bass actually see in like super duper full color. The way I envision it when I'm running a topwater over a bass's head is that fish is watching it in slow motion, and it's, if you're going too slow and they can make it out, and they can make out what that bait's doing, and they see it, they're gonna turn away from it. I was watching a Japanese guy, and he was explaining that that's why the big old Japanese baits that they throw, the ones that are kind of like the bull shad, you want to throw the bull shad out there and run it as fast as you can and then pause it. You want the fish to chase and react on it. My biggest bass ever was a mistake. I was swatting at a bee. I was literally at Contra Loma Reservoir swatting at a bee and making my SP pointer, a bigger SP pointer, I was making that thing go all over in the water. I rewatched the footage over and over, man, and I just laugh at it. That bait going all over in the place in the water got that fish's attention and got it to chase. and got it interested enough to where it had to see what the heck that was doing that. And that's like my mom's dog. I do it all the time with her. She has a ball that I play with her. If I bounce the ball, she will chase the ball, go crazy for the ball. But she has also little like plush toys. And if I throw her the plush toys, she'll just go kind of pick it up, bring it back to you. I mean, she'll with the toy, but it's very interesting to see my mom's little dog do that and kind of act like a fish in a sense, because the fish, they get fired up and they want to chase something, they're gonna eat it, man. And she does that with the ball, but she never attacks the plush toy like the ball. It's kind of cool. Anyways, reaction. It's all about getting them to react. Sometimes those bigger fish, they want a really big meal, so you just got to trick them with a really big bait. And you can't throw them out in the spot. So anyways, I'm sitting here chilling, sipping on a beer, enjoying nice sunshine. We're just about to go into the spawn. And those fish are going to be all back in here. I said it before, I took a bunch of rocks from the trail on the way in here and all around in here, and I put the rocks out in the middle of where these trees are all congregated at to kind of give the fish the spots to either bed on or the crawdad spots to burrow in, and that's where the fish are going to be at. Anyways, dragging on Urban Bass Lairs. Thank you guys for watching. It's time to go fish. Get out there. The big one's ready to play. Oh, and Devin's not moving to South Carolina. I hope. From what I heard, he's not moving. So Devin's staying. And we got big things coming, man. He's going to be buying another truck, and we're going to be buying a boat. So, woo! Big things coming. Thanks for everyone watching the channel. Like, subscribe, and share. And I got tons of lures and baits if you guys want anything painted, hand painted. I used to really not have the confidence to do it, but now I do. So hit me up if you want anything painted. I can do anything, and I'll do it pretty cheap for you guys, because just want everybody to have some nice stuff. Anyways, Urban Bass Lairs 2020. Thanks for watching.